Good morning. This is Lori with 88 Angels. We're having a blizzard, and this is what the tree looks like. It's got snow on the branches. Look, see? Look at that one. Look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to hang out for a little while. It's officially winter. I've seen the squirrels out here already. So what I'm going to do is like I said, we're going to hang out together for a little while. We'll leave this focused on the outside, okay? And I'm going to feed the squirrels and the birds, all right? So hang with me. Oh. This is sunflower seed, okay? All right, we'll start there. Whoa, I'm going to leave the heat on. So I have lots of sunflower seed. And before you know it, the yard is going to fill up with birds. And it's going to be the most beautiful thing ever. Look at that one, isn't he beautiful? Oh, there he is. Let's see if you want me to zoom in maybe. So we've got the sunflower seed out. It's still snowing. There's a squirrel over on the tree. Good morning, Nova. Hi, Speedy Feeds. Kurt. Speedy Feeds, I don't think I've ever spoken with you before. And this is such a cool channel, I don't know if we need a moderator. Hi, Kurt. Hi. So, these birds here, this one has like orange on it. That's a huge sparrow. And it's still snowing. My husband got to work this morning and said people were in the ditch and people were wrecking, and it was just a mess out on the road. So he, oh, Kurt, you're from the Philippines? I lived there for a couple of years. Yeah, we lived at Clark Air Base, and we left just before Mount Pinatubo blew up. It was crazy watching it on TV where people had, excuse me, people had the umbrellas. And yeah, they were holding the umbrellas from the fall, ash from the volcano. So the heat came on. Hi, Paul. We didn't have snow like this in the Philippines, did we? It was 80, 90 degrees. Oh, look, the squirrel's up. Francisca, hi. You know, this is crazy. I lived in Spain as well. I lived just outside Madrid for a year, and I was 10 years old, and that's when I learned how to speak Spanish. Just a little bit of Spanish, just enough, but it's such beautiful country. My parents would throw all the kids in the back seat, and we'd just go driving around Spain and look at all the castles and the shepherds. And oh yeah, let me show you what I got from Spain. Let's see. Okay, this is what I got from Spain. It's this water jug that the shepherds would fill with water, and this would be hanging around their waist on their belt, and scarves, so they drink from here and put water in here. And this is clay. It's funny how we remember these stories just like that. Un botijo. Cool, Francisca, thank you. A bottle, thank you. Thanks, Kurt. I'm glad you watch them now and then. Yesterday was really fun for me. And the angels get their 2 cents in now and then, making sure I say things don't get too involved. And I'm just wiped out today. And it's not the weather. I was on the phone yesterday calling for attorneys for my mother. Excuse me. So I called this one attorney, and I'm saying, what the deal is, and hoping, and they said, oh, is her name so and so? I'm like, how did you know that? It was really creepy. And they're like, yeah, the court appointed us yesterday to be your mom's attorney. I'm like, oh my God, the angels are at work behind, you know what I mean? Like, trusting the universe. And I couldn't believe it, that I found the attorney just calling out of the blue that the court had appointed for my mom. It was... So then I called my mom, so she would know what's going on. Universal in love, are you kidding me? Awesome. Oh my gosh. You're from day one. I love you guys so much. Yeah, I'm so wiped out. I'm just exhausted. I was on the phone yesterday for like 4 or 5 hours. Maybe a half hour to 45 minutes with the attorney. And my mom, when I get her on the phone, and it was really creepy because the phones, she would get on the phone and then the phone would go dead. So the powers that be or whatever, they didn't want us talking. And so it happened, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I just kept calling and calling until I finally got through. She's like, oh, they had to put me on 4 or 5 different phones until I could hear your voice. And I told her that just trust is so important, to just trust. And it's hard to do when you just feel beat down and drained. I'm just exhausted. That much time on the phone. Thank you, Kurt. Yeah. There's our little squirrel. You know, I kept the insides of the pumpkin. They're upstairs in the refrigerator. And I've been tossing a handful of it out for the squirrels, and they just love it. They eat the inside, and they just love the little seeds that are there, the pumpkin seeds, pepitas. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a happy squirrel, Nova. You know, this is fun for me being inside that I can actually see the screen, because when I was out at the hot springs and camping last month with you guys, it's so sunny I couldn't see the screen. And the same thing happened when I was in New Orleans, when I was filming those mules and horses that were lined up for rides, to give rides to people. I couldn't see my screen. I just had to trust that it was recording. It was so crazy. Yeah, and when we went out to court, we stopped on the side of the road because there was a snake. And I tried to film it. I couldn't see my screen at all. I had to give up. What's this squirrel doing? Look at, he's sitting on the branch. See him right there? From the Philippines and Bacolod. I'm not sure, Kurt. Thank you, Universal in Love. Yeah, I have a friend at work who speaks Tagalog. And I found one of the banknotes that I kept from high school. I gave it to her. And she couldn't believe it. She goes, "Oh, I haven't even seen this kind of money forever." She said, "Where'd you get it?" And I looked at her. I'm like, "Seriously, where did I get it?" Yeah, I gave her a Filipino peso, 5 pesos. It was cool. I certainly didn't need it anymore. It was just fun to see it and see her expression. I also gave her some of those real expensive little shirts. You probably for sure know about the Philippines, the blouses that are embroidered on the front and have those little sleeves that stick up on the side. Let's see the birds again. Yeah, it's interesting. You go to the different places in the world and the food is different. Delicious and different. Thank you, Kurt. God bless you too. So you think everybody has the same food, but it's not the same. Even in different parts of this country, like New Orleans for sure, just think of how different their food is than here in Colorado or wherever you might be. You hear the heater on. That squirrel is digging down. Let's see how heavy this snow is. I'm going to go open the door again, okay? Oh yeah, look how wet the snow is. Look, this snowball. Just like that. So I just thought this would be so much fun to spend some time together. Instead of looking at the news and listening to the commercials and yeah, that's snow. See it on the branches. Look, it's heavy. If it gets too heavy, there's a couple of branches in the front that look like they're getting ready to break. They say if you go out with a broom and hit the tree a couple times and knock some of it off, then it doesn't break as many branches. But and when the wind kicks up, then it really looks like a blizzard. You know what I mean? And you don't want to drive in this unless you know what you're doing. I got a phone call one time from another teacher. I was at school already. See, it's the snow's falling off the tree. So I got a phone call from another teacher, and she said that something was wrong with her car. That every time that she hit the brake, it made a clicking noise. So what was happening when she would hit her brake, now I forgot the word for it. Anti-lock. They're anti-lock, so if you stomp on them, they don't lock up in the snow, especially. So that's what was going on, and she didn't know what her car was doing. She thought something was broken. I'm like, don't stomp on the brakes. Just come in and get to work. You're leaving, Kurt? Oh, man. You enjoy the day. Thank you so much for coming by. I thought about 1,000 birds would be here by now, but they're not here yet. Usually, especially those blue jays, they tell each other when there's seed out. I'm trying to see if you can tell it's snowing. See, I can see it snowing, but it's so fine. You can't really get it on camera. Because it's so, but it's wet. You saw the snowball. The squirrel's playing in the tree. Let me see if it's making noise. I'm going to open the door again. Oh, the fussing at his friend, or what's he fussing at? He's way up there. Well, he's fussing at something, isn't he? What are you fussing at, buddy? He's fussing. I'm going to close the door. Oh, goodness. Oh, not cold. Thank you for stopping by Universal in Love. Thank you. You would have thought a breeze would come by to really show you when the snow makes it so when the breeze comes by and the snow, it makes it you can hardly see because it's so like full, the air just fills with snow. Well, it's blowing a little bit, isn't it? I thought I would see the trails from the little mouse, but I'm not seeing any trails this morning. Maybe they're staying underneath to stay warm. I'm surprised the Blue Jays haven't shown up yet. Maybe they're wanted to stay in bed too. They should be by any minute. We've got these little guys over here. The seed's out. I put out the sunflower seeds. That's what that black is in the snow. See up in the tree. Over here. The snow on the branch. And it is still snowing. Hi, Robert. Oh my gosh, hi. The angels showed up and gave us some snow. Check it out. We're watching the birds. You know, some of these birds, you watch them long enough, you can tell what the bullies are. I know when the blue jays show up, the other birds scatter. Maybe just because they're so big. Well, there went a dove. We've got a dove here. Let's see him. Come here, buddy. Well, he's going to be down for... I'm not going to really have to chase him around. He'll be down for seed. He's pretty big, too. Oh, you're back, Kurt. Hi. A dove just showed up, so we should see him come down for seed in a second. He landed in the tree for a moment, and they usually travel in pairs, so... we get to enjoy this snowstorm together. Yesterday it wasn't anything out here, and now what do we have? 3 or 4 inches. It is a beautiful blanket of white. You see these tiny birds and wonder how they make it through the winter. If their feet get cold. I'm going to go get some ginger juice. I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for waiting. Let me write down 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Okay, I got some books. First one, we're going to see if we can find our guardian angel for today, Sia Leah. Okay, so I don't know about this book. I'll go get a different book. But I wanted to read you this symbol out of my symbols book. It talks about snow. And so this, excuse me, the midair suspension of snowflakes suggest an almost magical suspension of time. Snow is the harbinger of winter, the season that slows down the world. Snows what is that word? Snow's motion stills as it piles, drifts, and blocks the way where it will. As a little snow tumbled about, anon becomes a mountain. Snow is crystals of ice that form from atmospheric vapor and fall as flakes. The crystalline sugar structure of snowflakes, I almost said sugar, structure of snowflakes prevents them from packing together tightly, resulting in air gaps that make snow an excellent heat insulator. Goodness, I didn't know that. Covered by a layer of powdery snow, the warm ground only partially freezes, remaining permeable to moisture and protecting the plants and animals it shelters from effects of frigid climates, literally blanketing the earth. Silent snow is often experienced as insulating the senses from distractions of the outer world. The snow-covered landscape appears to be sleeping, even dreaming. In the cycle of seasons, snowy winter slumber precedes awakening in spring. Yet snow can also be amazingly active, glittering, twirling, blowing, transforming environments in ways as various as its own physical forms, so that cultures like the Inuit have a myriad different ways of describing snow. Snow is ambiguously magical and dangerous, gentle and overpowering. It may bury everything beneath it, yet it retains an affinity with the heights, clinging to rooftops and tree branches, lingering atop mountains in every season, an image of detached purity and majestic wisdom. For such reasons, snow's brilliance is felt to be cold. More like moonlight than sunlight, snow's cool white. The heat came on. Oh yeah, it's 30 degrees out. For such reasons, snow's brilliance is felt to be cold, more like moonlight than sunlight. Snow's cool white, reflected light often symbolizes purity and chaste, retreat from warmth human touch. Paradoxically, snow can also reflect so much light that it ceases to illuminate but instead blinds, creating blizzard whiteouts or burning eyes unprotected by snow goggles. Containing, like all symbols, powerful opposites. Snow seems to bind fire and ice. In many world cultures, snow becomes the snow maiden, a regal but remote form of the archetype feminine who inspires passion, only to drain from her lover the lifeblood of emotional warmth. Her beauty, like that of snow, is fascinating but inhuman and potentially deadly. On the other hand, snow image psychic frozen ground as protectively repressed or disassociated feelings. Only in due time, perhaps, can such feelings thaw, when there is a consciousness able to withstand the melting. Slight yet also grand, the aesthetics of snow inspire awe. A formal, perfecting power resides within snowflakes, mostly hexagonal crystals, all which are individually unique. A staggering statistical idea. In Black Door with Snow, Georgia O'Keeffe reveals each individual flake as a potential emissary of beauty. Snowflakes may delicately outline tree branches or telephone lines or amass to reduce an entire landscape into its basic topography. Even the snowball aspires to become that platonically perfect form, a sphere. Snow creates simple beauty and activates fantasies of transformation. Thus we can understand why medieval alchemists so greatly rejoiced upon seeing white sublimate suddenly falling like snow in their retorts, a key event in making the elusive philosopher's stone. Oh, is this hers? Oh, wow. So it has a picture here of the Black Door with Snow by Georgia O'Keeffe. It says in 1955. Let's see if I can show you real fast on camera, if I can show you. Let's get it. The Black Door. That's her painting right there by Georgia O'Keeffe. So there's the door, and there's the snow on the wall. Cool, huh? Wow, there's the picture right there. So that was the symbol of snow. The symbol of snow. Atia, hi. Hi, Atia. Wow. Robert, say hi to Atia. Hi, Atia. It's so nice to see you. You know, I really enjoy you guys' comments. I really, really do. And when I get your comment, I don't know if you know this or not, but for every comment, I meditate to the angels to find out what they want to tell you. And it's always interesting to me that what they want to say to you, and they sort of use me as a mailbox. So you tell me what your comments are, and then the angels reply like in the mailbox. It's real interesting, and my goodness. So Atia, we're having a snowstorm, and it's snowing still. It's 30 degrees out. I threw out some sunflower seed. That's the black you see in the snow. Excuse me. Our little squirrel is hungry. Francisca, hi Francisca. So I am planning to stay home today. When the first snow hits, people aren't used to driving in the snow, and they tend to hit other people and slam on their brakes and go too fast and forget the rules of the road when it's snowing, because it's different how to drive. I was telling everybody, Atia, that I'm wiped out. I was on the phone yesterday for about 4.5 hours with my mom and her attorney. It's just for lack of a better word, and to keep this channel clean, it's just a mess. And you're right, Francisca. I never get tired of watching the little squirrels. I'm gonna go find another book. Our guardian angel is Cialia. Motivation is what Cialia represents and wants us to talk about. Let me go see if I can find a book with her in it. I'll be right back. Just a second, okay? I hope you guys are warm. I'm back. Thanks for waiting. The tracks in the snow from the squirrel. And where, oh where, are our blue jays? Well, you get these books and sometimes they're not all what you hope they're gonna be. I'm still looking. There's a little bit of breeze, but you can't see it so much in the on the camera. No, the only thing it says here about Celia is that it controls vegetation on Earth. But it doesn't talk about motivation. That's interesting. Not interesting enough. Did the dove come back? I saw it fly by. I know what I'll do. I'll go get my paper. That's what we can do. There's a few more birds. Yeah, the angels asked me to wait on the paper. This is just enjoying the snow. Thanks, Atia. It's a crazy story about my mom. When people need something so bad, they're extra nice. And hopefully things will work out for her. I forgot to tell the attorney yesterday that I was objecting for her, not for me. Her brother tried to put a restraining order on me to stay away from my mother. The jerk is trying to steal my mom. And she was 17 when he was born. So, I mean, they're not buddies. They didn't call each other, not even every month, not even every 6 months did he talk to ever talk to her. And now he acts like he's going to be her big buddy and take all of her money and everything. It just is nauseating. And so I had to travel to court to object. But the good news is that so now we have a case number. Because I didn't know how to start a case. He took her out of state, so then you have to get a case number where she is, and she's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Just to let you know how out of nowhere she is, her closest Walmart is an hour from her. My closest Walmart is 5 minutes. Not saying that Walmart's all that. I'm just saying that that's how secluded she is. Isolated. It's such a sad story. Maybe they'll make a movie on it. I don't know how things will end up, but I just wanted to share the snowstorm. I wonder if I zoom in, you could tell if it's snowing. I'm trying to look real close on the camera. You can see snow falling. Well, you really can't see it snowing. It's so fine. Upstairs on the railing, there's about 5 inches of snow. Well, there was a nice little breeze. They get a piece of seed and then fly off. You can see it for sure now, huh? We waited long enough. Goodness gracious. We're patient. Oh, the squirrel's digging down. There was, I don't know, 5 or 6 squirrels out here yesterday. And right now I only see 2. Well, I don't know where the other rascals are. And there was a mouse over there under the tree the other day. It was just about as big as your thumb, the tiniest little thing ever. I don't see a mouse this morning, do we? I'm going to put out some more seed. There, now you can really see the seed. Well, this ginger juice is starting to make me feel better. Atia, you've never seen snow? You precious doll. This snow, all right. Here, I'll show you again. So here's the trees. Let's go outside. I'm not going to walk outside. I'm just going to open the door, okay? There, okay. So here's the backyard. See the trees? Way high. Here's the pine tree. There's the snow on there, that branch. It's really big. I don't know if you can even see the top from here. Yeah, don't get dizzy. I started looking upside down. Okay. And then here's the ground. That's pine tree here. And then these are the river trees. They have the branches that bend. There's the seed. See? You can hear the birds. I gotta go in, it's cold. Ooh, that was cold. That's funny, Robert. Marshmallows. I never thought of that. Most of the time when it just barely snows, it looks like powdered sugar on the ground. But I never thought of marshmallows. Oh, can you see it blowing? I see it blowing way higher. Oh. That bird right there has a white tummy and orange on its side, and he digs on the ground. They'll have all the seed out, and he'll be digging on the ground. Hey, look who showed up. I knew it. Look who showed up. There he is. Look. There they are right there. See? That was what? Blue Jays at 107. They grab a seed and then go up in the tree and pop it open and eat it and then go back. And they're always together too, always those two. And as long as we've lived here, they're probably blue jay babies from, excuse me, they're probably blue jay babies from, they're probably from the ancestor blue jays. Wow. There's a sparrow. He's looking at me, looking at him. Yeah, you know, Robert, we don't have cardinals here. And they're just spectacularly beautiful, and we don't have them here. I hear a tale now and then that someone had seen one, but for the most part, they don't live here. Yeah, I don't know if it's the altitude. I don't know why they don't live here, but they don't. Oh, Virginia, I used to live at, I want to say Newport News. It was right there by the Chesapeake Bay. And we used to go to the piers and catch crabs all the time. All the time. It was just so much fun as a kid. I don't remember how old I was, maybe in elementary school. Behind our house, there was a big woods and these vines that we used to swing from these vines and drop down in the mud. Oh my God, what a blast. For kids, oh, you couldn't beat that as far as fun goes. And there wasn't any such thing as video games. That's what we did, was swing from those vines and drop down in the mud. What a blast. Oh, you're near DC. I went on a road trip one time with my daughter, and we went to the mall. The mall, it's called. It was very, very hot. We went to monument. And there was a bookstore in there. I bought a cookbook. I guess that's my thing, looking for cookbooks. I bought a cookbook in New Orleans. Oh, Atia, aren't the cardinals just magical? Look, he's using his tail to cover his body. Now the squirrels are showing up. How many do we have? 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 squirrels. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squirrels. I keep thinking that one of those little birds has some red on it. There's some sparrows. Oh, the heat's coming on again. Wow, it's really blowing. Wow. You can see the little squirrels trying to stay out of the wind. Here he comes. That one looks really young. He doesn't look as old as the other ones. His head's smaller. Huh. He's got snow on his head. When we went to Texas during the eclipse to be in the total shadow, they had a cardinal in their yard. And I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It's just, they're not into camouflage being that bright red. They just stand out and they're hard to miss. They're just so, so beautiful. Wonder where that dove went. Swooped in and didn't come back. This guy, he looks really young. This one here. He looks and the one in the tree acts like he doesn't want to get his feet wet. I'm just wondering if it's gonna snow all day. Looks like it's snowing harder. Oh, you can see it in the camera. So this is our first snow. It got pretty cold the day before Halloween, but this is our first snow. There's the breeze kicking up the snow. There's the dove. He came back. Well, he went that way. You have to go to work. Hello, Michael. Will you stay safe, okay, Robert? Thanks for stopping by. It's always a pleasure getting your comments. Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert. It means everything. Hi, Francisca. You really can imagine how cold it is when that breeze comes through. Like right now. Have you ever put your face in a snowdrift and seen your face in the indentation of the snow? It's really different, creepy, fun to do. It's like in the movies to see your face impression in the snow. It's really odd. Wonder where our dove went. He was here a minute ago and he flew away. Well, I guess the squirrels have got enough to eat now that they're going to start chasing each other. It's kind of crazy when you go to sleep and outside looks one way, and then you wake up the next day and you see this. It's you blink your eyes a couple times if I'm really seeing what my eyes are telling me. One time back in the day, I lived at some apartments, right? And it had been snowing. And I looked out the window and I thought somebody had stolen all the cars because you couldn't see, there were no cars in the parking lot. But actually, what it was, it had snowed so deep that it covered the cars and you couldn't see the cars. That's how deep the snow was. I'm going to say what, chest high? That's how they were just covered in snow. It took us 2 days to dig out. We don't get those kind of snowstorms every year. Just once every couple of years it really snows like that. It'll close the city and you can't go anywhere. Excuse me. So at the bottom of the TV, there's talking about all the closings, the school closings and the school delays all on the bottom of the screen, but I'm TV'd out. I don't know the constant commercials of vote for this and vote for that and I don't like being told what to do, so then they say, "Oh, you need to do this. You really need to do this." I'm like, "No, I don't really need to do that." Linda, what are you doing? Oh, you're sending strength, love, and healing light. Thank you so, so much. You know, I was telling everybody how much I appreciate your comments. They really mean everything that, and I don't know if you know or if I've said before, but, excuse me, when I get your comments, I meditate with the angels for a minute or a couple of minutes, and they tell me what to tell you. So when I say the angels say, that's what they're telling me to tell you. And then when I say something, I try not to use their persona. So that's sort of why we started the channel, so the angels could talk to you. And they wanted me to concentrate on on your comments, so they could talk to you. And it's not something that I thought I could do, because I didn't know anything about recording on the camera. I didn't know, I'd watched YouTube, but, and I really didn't know how to do all this, but they're like, just go ahead and jump in and just learn along the way. Excuse me. So even going live is something that I don't do very often, because Well, going live is just not something I do a lot. So, which book did you want to talk about, Linda? Oh, you want to write a book? You know, I have all of my notes in notebooks. I hear what you're saying. And it's a funny thing that I never read tarot cards before. And when I got plunged into the world of do-gooders, YouTube popped up with this girl talking about self-respect and being chosen and being picked on for being chosen. And she had the most, I want to say, loving voice I've ever heard. And she was reading tarot cards, which I had never seen before. And the angels said to use the cards as a like a springboard. So as you can tell, I don't really read the cards. I use them to talk about different subjects that the angels say this is what we're going to talk about today or what have you. And sometimes when I get the papers all written and then I go back to read them over, I have to, oh, there goes the snow. So a lot of times I have to correct the sentences and go back and figure out what was said because sometimes the thoughts come so fast that I try my best to keep up, but sometimes it slips by me. So, but I really try to make things make sense for you with the angels saying, "Oh, there goes the snow. That's it. We're having a blizzard. That's what a blizzard is right there. That's it right there is when the snow blows and you can't see, like a whiteout it's called." Well, thank you, Linda. And I don't know how to categorize the each saying that the angels what they say something different every day, so I don't know if I should categorize them by, oh, you're sweating. And I have on the heat's on, so I don't know whether to categorize them by the King of Swords or the, oh, Southwest Florida. You know, that's a beautiful part of the world. It's white sand. It's beautiful. We were really worried about you in those storms. One after another. I guess there's another one coming too. I don't know how you do it. You're very brave. You are the storm. That's a good way to think of it. You're a force of nature, that's for sure. You know, these squirrels, I thought they got their full, but they're still munching out. I love you too, Linda. Thanks for being so supportive. Sometimes those papers, they're hard to do. The subjects are so hard. They really take a lot out of me. Another one's like yesterday. It was just fun to go from card to card and say, oh, well, this is what they put it all together in one. So with that, those are the Halloween cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a couple more papers with that deck that I bought at the Halloween store, actually. It's pretty fun. The pictures are kind of so the artwork, we have to be really careful because the artwork on these cards, sometimes it's just downright pornography. I'm like, I can't show this to people. And I don't know why they make the cards so graphic. I guess just my gentle approach is what we're looking for, and to have such pictures with too much description. So yeah, we're going to be changing the deck soon, just a couple of days. Excuse me. So yeah, we've been going since 2022, so we're into our third year. I started on my brother's birthday. There's the dove right there. Come on, baby. Come on. Well, he's out on the branch over there. Oh, you see him. Where'd he go? Now, those doves, they blend in. They're gray. You can hardly see them. See where the snow is falling is where they are up in that tree over there. And we have our blue jays back. Hello, blue jays. Yeah, so when we get comments, we as in the angels and on our channel, it really just validates our effort. And it's a pretty good amount of work too. I don't see how people post 3 or 4 videos. Where'd you go, buddy? There he is. I don't know how people post 3 or 4 videos in one day because it's a lot of work. But they're pretty talented people out there with because they can read the cards like nobody's business. There goes the snow again. But what we do is we really try to help you feel your power, to help you understand that you are empowered. Oh, there he goes. What's... Oh, see, so they all get together and get some seed and then they scatter. There's our blue jay right there. Well, I wonder what he's fussing about. The squirrel's fussing. I don't know if you could hear him. Wait, he almost sounds like he's barking. Wonder what he's doing. Oh, see, the snow's falling off the trees, but it's still snowing. There's the dove right there. He's got a ring around his neck. I think it's a English something or other. So there's the dove, there's the blue jay, there's the squirrel. Our first snowstorm. I'm going to go get some more juice. I'll be right back. What do you think? This is stay in bed weather? Oh, the heat's coming back on. You know, these squirrels, they never seem to get full. Well, they do chase each other in the trees or whatever, but it's like they're eating all the time. We see the snow falling off the trees. The leaves blowing. You can't really see the leaves. Let's see if we can. Look, those leaves are still green. That's what a late summer we had. Of course, the pine trees, he's always green. Look at that snow. These trees. These squirrels, they're my little sentries. If there's something in the backyard they don't like, they'll start barking at it. So I know something's going on if they're barking. So if there's a stray cat, or that one time where there was the hawk, oh my goodness, they do not like those hawks in the yard at all. I just had a buffering. Did you see that? It was going in a circle for a second. Thank heaven the heat's work, because it's a cold, cold day. There's some channels on YouTube that are out of Alaska, and it would be interesting to see their snow. I just think the snow is fascinating because it's changing. It changes every minute. I'm going to have to go soon so I can record the video for you guys. I really appreciate you tuning in and sharing the morning with me. I want to make sure and record the video while it's morning because I always like to say good morning to you. It was just such a beautiful day, a beautiful morning. I woke up to this. It was the angel's idea to go live, to see a snowstorm in real time. And the snow is so fine. You can barely see it snowing because it's still snowing, but it just keeps piling up. We'll talk about Sialia today, being our guardian angel. Maybe part of the, well, I'm just so tired. Maybe it's just the storm, the time change. There's a dove. See it? We have dove feathers. Yeah. Here's a dove feather. Let's see if I can get it on camera. See it? It makes it look real big on camera. It's not that big. Well, maybe 5 inches, something like that, right? We have dove feathers. I like listening to the doves coo. And then at night, sometimes you hear the owls hooting. There's our blue jay right there. But you can't see the owl because it's dark. You just can hear them hooting back and forth. Because their hoots, they sound different. But it's like they're carrying on a conversation. It's really interesting to hear. It's our blue jay going back and forth. I don't know how to zoom in on this. I'm going to find out what some of these little start a poll. No, we're not going to do that. Share. Well, we don't need to do that. How do you zoom in? Oh, you just make it bigger with your fingers, I guess. There's our squirrel. Where's that blue jay? It's a little fun. You see the birds a little bit better. That bush right there to the left that bird was playing in, that's a honeysuckle. And it has yellow blooms and it smells like honey. Let's see what's, we can leave it zoomed in a little bit. Maybe you can see the snow better. Oh, it's falling off the trees. There's our blue jay. See him? As long as we've been out here, you'd think that little mouse would show his face, but I haven't seen him even one time. You hear the blue jay squawking. I don't know if you can see the dove on the branch, because he blends in so well, he's hard to see. And there's our two blue jays. Check them out. Look, he uses his tail to keep warm. He looks red, doesn't it? And the snow's still falling. Wow. It's so cold. What's that dove doing? Oh, he's not there. This one right here, this bird right here is so beautiful. Look how orange. There's a nut. See, they're all over the place. Where'd my blue jay making all that noise? This one, see him scratching the ground? See, he's got a white tummy. He's got orange on his side, and he's black on top. And look at this beautiful guy. Like he's sort of orange. All right. I'm going to go record you guys a video. I love you very much, and thank you for spending time with me this morning. And I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye.